Just tell her.
Is she on?
She's on.
But she's muted.
Change my thing here.
Hi, Dottie.
Dottie. I always say Dodie.
Hey, Dottie's on here.
There we go. Say I was muted. Yeah, I just happened to be sitting here and I saw Helena's, we're live. I'm like, yay, I can make one of these.
Hey, John.
Hello.
Hey, John and Barb.
Hello.
Barb there with you? Or is she traveling?
No, she's here. She's down in, she should be in.
Hey, Barb.
Oh, she left. Yep, she's back.
Look, she's back.
All right. Who wants to go first with your victories for the last week? We had some pretty amazing ones last week, I think.
Well, I finally met, I'll go first. This is Nancy, and I finally had a one-on-one with someone I've been trying to meet up with for months, literally, and met up with her on the 1st, and she enrolled, which is great. It was a 170 some PB enrollment, which is awesome, and it's going to help this lady begin her journey, and that's the important part. So it's a great way to start the month.
I'm muted. Way to go, Nance.
Thanks.
That is an awesome victory.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. It always feels good when these things come to I don't know what the right word, when things finally come together, because, you know, this person expressed an interest, oh golly, back in March or April. So it's taken this long for us to get together.
You know, it's just timing, I swear. It
Mm-hmm.
is. It's kind of like it's just not their time. And then they have to either see repeated information from you or they have to learn more on their own. And then all of a sudden it like clicks and they go, oh yeah, I think essential oils, I'll give them a shot.
Yes, and then I met someone. I just literally got home 5 minutes before the call started from Dr. McDonald's office to get some more signatures for them to complete the moving them from a wholesale customer to a business account as a wellness advocate. And as I was going there, I ran into someone in our neighborhood, Dottie, who was actually going into the building, who had left a sweater there. And so I just said, well, yeah, I'm coming here to see Dr. McDonald's partner, Jack, and they're starting to use essential oils. And so then this person started, oh yeah, I heard you're into essential oils. So it got into this discussion, and I used what Helena had talked about was more of, it's all about you. I don't, you know, it's the journey is really about whatever you want to make of it. And I don't force anyone to do anything. And she says, you know, I like that. That's really makes a lot of sense. She goes, and she talked about her arthritis. And so I gave her a sample of Deep Blue and my card. And I said, let's talk more. And she goes, yeah, we probably should, you know, so I'll let it kind of pass and we'll see. So anyway, it was Helena's coaching. Thanks, Helena.
Of course, I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, it was trying some of the more emerge technique.
Love it.
Which was good.
That's awesome. Good for you, Nance.
Yeah, it was Peggy Gardner, Dottie.
I was going to ask you who it was. Good. And she should be somebody who would be
She
interested
should be,
in
but it's a lot of these people that we know that are just kind of sitting back and watching.
Right. And especially on Facebook, it's amazing how people don't comment. They are reading your posts, but then all of a sudden you see them in a group setting and they go, oh, how did your meeting go the other day? And I look at them and I go, oh, it went really good. And I thought to myself, wow, you know, they are reading these posts. They're not commenting, but they're reading and they're watching. So you know, we all need to be aware of that.
I'm meeting with another one of those on Wednesday afternoon.
Yay! Go Nan.
That is awesome. It really comes down to consistency. You know, I used to hold classes every single week when I was in Florida, and nobody knew if nobody showed up. People just saw that I was consistently doing those classes. And as long as you're somewhat active, you know, I've taken a huge step back as far as social media goes. There's 50 different ways of doing social media and Facebook and letting people know that you're active. But just the smallest little posts every once in a while, let people know that you're still doing it, and they come to you when they're ready, when that season hits.
Yes, I'm hoping they all come during Silver Club so I can add all these people to the calendar.
Of course.
Well, we had, for being on vacation, we had a good 2 weeks besides being on vacation. We did, because we're in the process of trying to get more people into the pipeline because it's just kind of empty right now. So we boosted some posts all about the kids collection. And we've had such a great feedback that we're actually working with about 6 different people. I actually was supposed to enroll someone on November 1st, which that didn't happen because trying to even get onto the website November 1st was an impossible task. So I wrote to her and said, I'm sorry, we're going to have to move our appointment for a day because getting on our website is impossible because they released the holiday and yada, yada, yada. So, okay, fine. So when on Tuesday, I wanted to look, make sure, because she wanted to get just the single rollers, 2 single rollers of the kids collection, because that was supposed to be available November 1st. It is not available until December now. So what was supposed to be an enrollment isn't an enrollment, but hopefully in December it'll be an enrollment because that's what she wanted, was the individual kids things. But the other people that we're working with are really interested, and so hopefully we're going to have a really good month. Team-wise, because of the holiday thing, we had over 30% of our volume just in one day. So,
wow.
Yeah. So we started off really good. We have some good stuff in the pipelines. For being on vacation, I'm pleased with the 2 weeks of vacation time. We did good.
Just a hint or a tip. I ran into the same problem trying to enroll this person on Thursday, and sat there and waited 44 minutes before it was my turn. And then when I started to actually enroll them in the doTERRA system, the computer froze and I didn't get to do it and knocked me out. And so I thought, okay, how am I going to do this? And I remembered I have my own doTERRA website. So I just went to my own doTERRA website, and there's an item in the menu bar that says become a member. And so I clicked on that and just entered all their information in, went like a dream, had no problem whatsoever. And I didn't have to go through all the wait. And so it just dawned on me that I should give it a try, and it worked. And so in the future, next year, when that happens, or in another, during BOGO week, that could happen. So another way to around it is just go into your own personal website And when it populated the sponsor, it just showed me as the enroller automatically. Yeah. And so
that's good.
Yeah.
I never thought of that, but that is got to stick that in the old brain cells to try to remember, because that's a good idea. I didn't even think of that, but in a way I'm kind of glad I didn't, because then I really would have been upset because we couldn't order those single.
Yeah. But during BOGO week, since your pipeline is starting to get more full during the BOGO week, if you have somebody you want to enroll and things are backed up, that's a way you can do it.
Okay.
And I've actually had problems with the doTERRA website where I've entered all of the person's information and want to click on something, and all of a sudden it tosses me out.
Yeah.
And I've entered them like 2 or 3 times before it finally takes. And it's, I don't know, maybe the easiest way to do it is just go through my own website.
Through the website. And that's, yeah.
That's
Good.
a great tip. Thank you.
That's huge. Definitely got to keep that in the memory bank somehow, because that is a huge tip, because the website is not pretty sometimes. Because just when I did my holiday order, the first queue, I was on an early queue where I only had like 18 minutes. But then I got in and it evidently got really bogged down, and I was in that site for almost an hour, and it just finally just kicked me out. I couldn't order. So then I had to get back in another queue, which was an over an hour queue. It took almost 3 hours to do the holiday products.
Oh my gosh. I did mine at 6 o'clock in the morning.
It was so frustrating. Well, I actually stayed up till 2:30 in the morning, and that was Central Time. We were in Central Time. I stayed up to 2:30 in the morning, and it wasn't up yet. They didn't have it open yet.
Well, I would caution against trying to order anything too early. I actually had a team member who went in on January the 1st, and she was up, and so she went in about 3 o'clock in the morning, our time, Eastern Time, and placed her order. And we didn't realize it, and the doTERRA system had not closed out 2017 yet, and so her January order, which she got the product of the month and everything, went into December.
Wow.
And yeah, so Dottie knows all about this. It was, I caution anybody, don't place your orders too early, because you want to make sure that doTERRA is closed out. And they actually, I noticed this time when I went in on the holiday order, it said, your order will now go into November. And so they actually had something up there, but doTERRA will say, don't place your orders too early.
Yeah, that was our email saying that don't order between 12 midnight and 2 a.m.
Well, they actually, what they did, they don't even close it out after 2 a.m. Mountain. They actually give a grace period after that even. So you're better off waiting till, 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock. Make sure that you're plenty into the new month before you place your order, or something that could happen.
Yeah, when I was on at 2:30 Central Time, there was actually a countdown clock that it kept telling me what the countdown was to the new, and I'm like, wow, well, it's already 2 Central or Mountain Time, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just wait till I get up in the morning. So when I did get up early, I was able to go on. That's why I only had an 18-minute wait, but evidently everybody else started coming on, and that's what ended up bogging down the system.
Mm-hmm.
But I got my stuff. Hasn't come yet. I got my stuff.
They definitely had all hands on deck on Thursday. Something went wrong. I don't remember last Mother's Day was the last special we had where everything went very, very smoothly. And this one, something went wrong very, very early, and we know how long it takes them to catch up to the 7 million of us flipping out of the lip gloss.
I don't know. To me, at least, they have this counted little thing that says you're now, 44 minutes or how many ever minutes you have to wait. Because I remember the first holiday order I tried to place several years back. All you did was you couldn't even get in. You just had to keep coming back, and you had no idea. At least they're giving you more indication on the screen as to giving you a place.
Exactly. We know that everything they do is to try to make it better and easy. But I love that tip of going to your personal website. That's definitely something we're going to have to remember for the next special, which should be Mother's Day. The other thing is the business advancement line. Does everybody have that number saved? I know us who are silver and above have an account manager, but that business advancement team is for you and any business questions, any issues that you might have. And it's another kind of little reroute around customer service. Because I know in the past, during issues like this, we can call into customer service or chat, but that also gets bogged down. Having that business advancement team on your phone, quick access to those have a little bit more pull on the business aspect of doTERRA. So that's definitely a tip. I want to make sure everybody's got that saved.
They definitely are helpful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've kind of talked about some of our challenges. I think, maybe even more than our victories. So does anyone else have any more victories? Denise?
Okay, I figured out how to do it. Hi, my name is Denise, and my victory is I was able to go to the Dream Post Convention on November 1st and see Dr. Hill. I was very excited about that, and that was in Orlando. And then I have another victory, which one of my builders, Pat, Debbie, I don't know if you can hear me, but she had contacted me and told me that her husband is trying very hard to convince her to do a doTERRA Christmas party because they did so extremely well last year on the Christmas products. So to have her stepping back up and trying to get back into the swing of things is wonderful. So yes, those are my victories.
That's wonderful. All right.
Go ahead.
What? Go ahead.
I just haven't been having luck when I call back all the people that are letting me know that they're interested when I do these vendor events. They're not contacting me back, and I'm not having very good luck with that. So, but I don't want to use that in my victory session, so it's not a victory. I'm done.
All right. Well, there's still victory in what you're learning as far as how to contact them and communicate with them. And I know we went over a lot of those conversations last week. Just how to get that wording down, what Helena has shared, to be able to make it your own and feel comfortable with it. So keep going on those. I'm sure that, continued following up is going to be the one that actually, gives you the confidence, not only the confidence, but also gives you those enrollments too, and those new people to work with. So don't give up, even when you feel like you want to. We've all been there. We have all been there. All right, anyone else with any victories? Who else?
I must ask, how did the neighbor situation go in Mexico? And that's for Barb and John.
Can you say that again?
I remember you were talking to the neighbors in Mexico, sharing samples with them?
We're still talking with them. So, like I said, we ended up generating a whole lot of leads while we were in Mexico. So now it's just follow up and keep communicating. But that was exciting. That was exciting too, getting to talk with them. But the other leads that we picked up, and then I did something. I don't think I did it correctly, where I tagged a lot of people in a post. And the problem being is when I did that, I tagged, because I went and listed 46 people and tagged them from a post we're called I Would Love to Help. The problem being is when it went to them, it was coming from I Would Love to Help. It wasn't coming from Barb Kissinger. So that was a dumb mistake. But I learned that what I need to do is, instead of doing that, is I should just send them individual messages through Facebook to tag them to that video. Because what we did is we have the video of just the kids explaining all the oils. It's like you have the commercial part, and then there was a second part to that commercial where it's just the two kids talking about the 6 different oils. So we have just that video. And the 46 people that I picked out were people that I knew had younger kids, but I just didn't do it right. So I learned a lesson. I did get one person right back and said, "Is this Barb?" And I said, "Yeah, and that's the one that she wants to enroll." So what I need to do is go back and just individually private message those people to tag them into that video and work it that way. So it was a good thing, and also learned a lesson. So I'll tell you what, for being on vacation, I mean, our internet was really kind of sketchy. But we just got really creative. We actually made up a new trifold for pets and family, because we do so many cat shows, and we're doing a cat show at the end of the month. Plus we have other cat people and dog people on our team. So we're going to give it a test drive. And for the people that are on our team, I think what we're going to do is give them the trifold that they customize for themselves, because they're in the cat world and the dog world too. So to help them grow, helps us grow too. So we were very creative. It was a very relaxing, fun vacation, and very creative, and we blended work and vacation very well together. I'm ready to go back.
I love that. That sounds great. As far as your business page, do you have anything with your headshots on there to let people know it's you?
Yes.
So yes. Don't beat yourself up over it. You learned a valuable lesson, but if they can click on that and be able to see you and relate it, I don't think it's too bad of an issue at all, as long as they can relate the two together.
Yeah, I'm just happy I even did it. It was one of those, I did something, and something's better than nothing. And then I actually learned from it. So I'm so good with it. I just need to figure out how to tweak it right, because this has been something I've been wanting to do, and finally I did something, and I just didn't do it completely right, but that's okay, because now I learned, and I think it's going to be a great way. I'm going to wait. I don't know if I should just wait till after the holidays, because I know what my schedule's like over the next 6 weeks. I am gone every weekend from now until Christmas. So I don't know if I should do those individual things or wait till the new year. I'm not quite sure, because my time is limited with follow-up. John's doing as much follow-up as he can, because he's the one that's home more than I am at this point. Yep. But I'm excited. I'm just excited. We had, like I said, a good vacation, a good blend of working and relaxing all together. And I think we got very creative. Our minds, I think, because we were so relaxed, we became very creative and open and be able to look at things differently. And so it was good. So it was overall great. I'm sorry, I really wanted to try to get on last week, but like I said, it was just the week before we were able to get on, but it was kind of, it was hard hearing. And then the next week, like, forget it. It's Mexican internet. What can I say?
That sounds like perfect self-care if I ever heard it.
It was tough sitting by the pool.
Sure.
with our laptop, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was so hot I had to go inside because my computer got hot and I had it shut down.
Oh boy.
Had to cool it off.
That's great. That's great. All right. So what exciting news. I mean, I'm just excited for all of you and what all you're doing that how do we get it? How does it get any better than this, right? Vacationing and self-care, reaching out and signing up people that, have been watching our pages for how long. And, this is just exciting. Congratulations, everybody. You all are making progress. Even though it may not be physically seen on the paper, you're making a lot of progress. So congratulations.
Progress, not perfection.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
You know what part of it, what I think it is, even though, like, I know the requirement says we should have 5 enrollments a month, or you could be dropped. And I mean, I know you're not going to drop us, because otherwise we'd hit you in the head if you did. But I know you're not going to drop us, but I think it still makes us drive to do it. It's like, we got to get those 5. We got to get those 5. And if you don't beat yourself up for it, but it's like you still have this drive to, I want to do 5. I want to do 5. I want to do 5. So I think this whole Silver Club, the whole concept, it's the mindset. It's in the head. Like, we want to do 5, we want to do 5 or 4, whatever it is. But it's like, we want to do this because we want to, one of these weeks say, we did it. So yeah, I think this is all with it because of the mindset of Silver Club. So thank you guys.
Of course. And with that, I do want to reiterate a little bit. This is something we were going to talk about today. And me and Debbie have told some of you privately about this. We really were not going to hold anybody to those requirements in October. We started a week late. It was a lot to expect you to have 4 enrollments in 3 weeks, just to pick up the gauntlet and run with it. We are going to hold those requirements for November, December, and January. And what does that mean? That means in order for your sponsor to provide those oils and for us to provide any of the prizes at the end, we do require you to have those classes held. I think it's 5 classes, and have those 4 enrollments per month. But this that we're doing right now is still going to keep going. And if you don't make it past November, we still encourage you to keep going, keep trying, still be on the Zooms, and still continue doing what you're doing. But we wanted that momentum through October to carry you into November, because that's an extra 3 weeks to help close those deals, get those 4 enrollments. We're going into the magic months, guys. As I think Barb said, I've already got a third of my typical volume in the first day. That's what happens. And people come out of the woodworks, people that are following, there's that extra money from bonuses, Christmas shopping coming around, us nurturing, having those customer appreciations, us talking about holiday gift giving. It's so much easier in these months to get 4 enrollments, and that's coming from somebody who is not a very high enroller. I never have been. I never expect to be, but this is where that magic happens with that. So we did not hold you accountable in October. We did not want to tell you that. We wanted you to have that drive, have that momentum, but in November, you will be a lot more strict, just because of the prizes and the giveaways that are attached to it. If they weren't attached, we would just keep it going.
Right. Yeah, because we've got, what are we doing for the grand prize?
The grand prize is You're going to put me on the spot, Debbie. I'm going to go double check right now. But we are paying for you to go to leadership.
Yeah.
You are getting a leadership ticket and cash money.
So, yeah. For those who make it to silver, and then the winner grand prize. So that's exciting, right?
And this is a watered down version of Diamond Club, which doTERRA puts on. So we wanted it to be very similar to that.
So in looking back at all of October, now that we just kind of let the cat out of the bag as far as, holding you accountable for the full amount of enrollments, looking back at October and reflecting on it, what are some things that really went well and you're just like, you know what, Nancy gave us the tip about going to our personal website to enroll. What are some of those things that you're like, okay, I've got this in my brain, this worked really well, and I'm going to keep doing it? And then on the flip side, reflecting on, okay, what didn't work? What are some things that maybe in October you realized, and like Barb's, doing the post and tagging people and learning how to do it differently. What are some of those things? Anybody here? I'll give you a minute to think.
One of my things that I wanted to share was when I'm at an event, I used to say, are you interested, using those terms, and I absolutely had to change that. Are you open? Are you open to learning more about, natural healing, doTERRA, natural healing and stuff? So I had to switch that around. I'm learning. It's always a plus to learn things from you ladies and all of you. And I love the ideas and stuff. So thank you. Yes. So that's one of the things that I've learned.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Awesome. Anybody else?
For me, it's, I thought I was going to have 4 enrollments in October. And actually one of my November 1st enrollment was one of the ones I thought I would get in October. So I think it's being patient and continuing to work at but being patient, because another one that I thought I was going to meet up with got sick, and so I'm still trying to schedule a one-on-one with that person. And it's just continuing to press forward and not letting it get us down, because it's easy to kind of to get disappointed and like, why am I doing this, whatever. But it's just staying positive and continuing to press forward. And I think for the Silver Club, it's kind of just, even the opportunity, as I was telling somebody, I'm always busy. And so the thought of adding Silver Club onto an already busy schedule was like, really? And then I thought, you know what? There's never going to be a good time. I'm always going to be busy. So then why not? And, because if I don't try to do something different, it's kind of, you're going to continue to get the same results if you don't try something different. So it's just not being disappointed, but continuing to press forward. So
I love that. And that has a lot to do with me and Debbie's decision to not really have those requirements for October, because we wanted you to be able to go into November and follow up and close all of that momentum that you started in October. And then when you're in November, you're following up with October and you're preparing and you're working on more. Because chances are that's going to carry on into December. And knowing that that's going to happen, using our Magnolia to not look at the negative, but to look at the positive of all of those situations, which I looked for my Magnolia. I don't have it sitting right here to show you guys again, but Magnolia is a huge one for looking at the positives in all of these situations.
Absolutely.
So another thing we wanted to touch on quickly was reminding everybody about our November promotions. Typically I sit back, I know on our silver calls, they'll spend 10 minutes on our promotions each month. And I laugh because it's usually like on the 10th or on around the 10th. And I think, how does anybody not know what's going on?
Right.
Exactly, right? But this month, I don't think I knew what the product of the month was until the 3rd. So I did just want to touch base on that again because it was so hectic last week. We know that our product of the month is Clove. Our 10% off is Digestin soft gels. We have an enrollment incentive this month. So if we enroll anybody, them and us get 50 free product points, which is huge. And then our Silver Club benefit is toothpaste. So anybody who enrolls with 100 PV will get a toothpaste from their sponsor. And if anybody enrolls anybody with a 400 PV, so approximately a Natural Solutions or up, will also get Motivate and Peace Touch as well. And of course, you could find those images in our Silver Club Facebook group to be able to share those along with any of the promotions from the promotions folder from doTERRA. Now, another thing we wanted to talk about with you guys today is we've told you about our decision in October and not kicking anybody out, and how we want to increase that motivation and that momentum. So we gave you a copy of the doTERRA pipeline in the Thinkific. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I want to know who is using this. We want this to be super successful for you with Silver Club, and we want to make life easy for you. Now, there are a lot more people that are going to be watching this recording, and a lot of those people work full-time jobs. They don't have the time to take 2-3 hours out during the day. So they do these things on their lunch break, after work. We are all busy, like Nancy said, and we have to find the time to do it. So make it easy on yourself. This is a great CRM. Some of us might pay for a CRM. There are some really great customer relations managers out there. I know Christy Hauk uses Teamsy, which Teamsy, you put in all the information and it'll tell you every single day who to call, who to follow up with. It's a very great system that comes down to $1 a day, but this is free and we're giving you this if you don't already use something. So you run into people and you put their information right into here. So you could keep track of them throughout the whole entire process. How many times did you sample them? Did you make a connection with them? Have they attended a class? Have you enrolled them? And the most important part of this is this to-do list. So you could see, what do I have to do next with that person and be able to have a date on it. So I need to confirm with Shelly that she is going to attend my next class, and I have to follow up with Colin after our one-on-one. He wasn't quite ready. So when you throw these in there and you tell them, okay, I'm going to follow up with you next week, you can come into this spreadsheet, spend 5-10 minutes to go, this is what I have to do today, and do it and get it done. And maybe I call Shelly and Shelly cannot come, so I schedule another class with her. She wants to host one, or I tell her about my next class, or we do a one-on-one, or maybe she's just ready to enroll. But as you do those follow-ups or those actions that you have to take, you can update this right off the bat, walk away from it, come back and go, what do I have to do today? And be able to knock those things off. And the beautiful part of this is when they become customers, you can move them right to these customer tabs and be able to keep up with them throughout the whole entire process. Date of birth. We know that me and Debbie are eventually going to get on this because Dottie was amazing and helped share so much information with me. Birthday club. Dottie started a birthday club for essential oils education. Me and Debbie are going to start a birthday club for Team Inspire, but that's right in there for that. Enrollment date, so we can make sure we're touching base with people before their enrollments are coming up to remind them of that $25 upline qualifier, current status. Have they been in oil camp? Have they done a membership overview? Are they logged into your newsletter? Are they in your Facebook group? So we can keep all of these things very, very organized and keep track. So if you do not already have a CRM, we encourage you to get on this, keep yourself organized, and know what we're going to do, because besides Silver Club, besides the holidays, we are going into the busiest season for ourselves, and we are going into the busiest season for doTERRA. Our lives are going to get 10 times more hectic. So if you could start a really healthy habit of keeping yourself organized with these follow-ups now, it's going to help keep you from getting stressed out in 2 to 3 weeks, 6 weeks.
Hey, Helena.
Yes.
Do you have their contact information in there, like their email and their phone number?
Absolutely. This will have everything in here.
Okay, I didn't. Oh, there it is. Okay,
Yep.
I didn't see that. All right.
So you can mark off their priority. Shelly, super hot lead. She really has kids and wants something natural. Colin is a guy who just went, my leg hurts. We'll see what this Deep Blue does. How did you meet? You know, of course, if we're meeting people out and about, we want to know notes. Lady with purple hair had 3 kids. You know, things that you can draw back on when you call them. You know, what samples did you give? All of those different connections that you made. Have they attended a class? And then if they do enroll, you can move them to the customer side and be able to have phone number, address. Has anybody tried to find somebody's address in the doTERRA back office? It gets crazy. So healthy habits, if you start this, it'll save you time and headache later on. And you have all of your information very, very easily accessible.
And if you are one that doesn't like to do everything on the computer, feel free to print this out or get a notebook that you can, you know, jot down these different actions and write it down. You know, some of us are old school and like our hard copy. So either way, whatever works for you. It's such a good benefit, though, to have this right in front of you. I mean, who all on here has used this?
I haven't. It looks really good. I really like it.
I downloaded it to my computer, but I honestly haven't started using it, but I intend to because I need to get more organized. So it's on my to-do list.
Move it to the top.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. You know,
and the thing to remember about this is if you keep it in Google Drive, you can access it from your phone.
Right.
So if you're out and about going, oh, I had follow-up, I had to do today, you can access it very quickly.
I was just going to mention that. Because that's one of the problems is having it right at your fingertips. And as soon as you're done making a contact, and whether it's in person or whether it's on the phone, you can just go right to the Google Drive and just enter in your information.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just say one thing about the birthday recognition program. My intention for you and Debbie, Helena, is to give you kind of a step-by-step about what you need to do, and then I'm going to give you the graphics, and I can take out the EOE logo if you want me to, and then you guys can just run with it. I actually paid my graphic designer to make this birthday card up. So I'm happy to.
I love you.
that would be awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so anyway, I wanted to get it organized for you, but it's basically done, and I sent out 790 some odd emails, and had a really good response so far, and only had 10 unsubscribes. Now, not everyone has opened it, but I think I had I don't know, 20 some odd percent open it, 27%, which isn't too bad. So hoping that, and I'm also letting all my builders know when someone has unsubscribed in their organization so that they know that the person is kind of checked out, right?
Yeah, and I'll just say, you let me know those people, Dottie, and those are people that haven't ordered in a couple years anyway.
Right.
So that we know that they pretty much
Yep.
aren't.
Mhm.
I
But
send out a
remember, sometimes it's just timing.
yes,
Yeah.
and they have they get my newsletters, but because I don't use we're using MailChimp.
Yeah.
Because I send my newsletters out through Outlook, they don't get an opportunity to opt out.
Right.
But nobody has emailed me and said, please don't send me these emails.
That's good.
So that's always something that somebody can do, is just reply to me and say, don't send me anymore. But nobody has done that. But I think for you to only have 10 people opt out, that's a pretty good stat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and having 27% open to start off with, they're not used to getting emails from you like that. So I think that's pretty good as well.
Right.
And
so Helena, I'll give you like what I put in the email, what I put in the Facebook post, and all that stuff. I'll share all that stuff with you.
Beautiful, thank you. And those 10 people that opted out sound like they might love a handwritten card from you.
Yeah, maybe so. Do I know when their birthday is? So I can just send them a birthday card. Yeah, good idea. I like that.
So I think we want to end this out by finding out what some of your whys are.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I just unmuted. Yes, please do tell.
And while you guys are looking, I'll go ahead and give you mine. I have it right here written next to me. My why is to free myself and my team by empowering families to be happy and healthy, and to free their debts and time so we could give more and serve the world.
Whoa. Nice. I like it. Mine's kind of short and condensed because I'm someone that doesn't speak a lot of words usually. Give freedom to the captives. Because we're all captive by something, you know? And so finding out what their why is what helps me to create even more my why specifically for that person. Help them, you know, not create it, but help them to know their why. For those who say, yeah, I want to check into essential oils, but then, you know, maybe they're like him-hawing around, or they don't answer a phone call or whatever, you know, just to help them figure out their why. All right.
well, I used the new sheet that you had, which was in the old sheet. Why are you doing this? Why do you do Tara? My first response was because Dottie and Christy asked me to.
Can you believe that?
What?
I said, can you believe that, Helena?
But it's true. And but over the 3 years that I've been doing this, you know, it really is about a healthy lifestyle and wellness. And for me now, my passion is for helping others find natural solutions for wellness. And so it's about that now that I have a different level of understanding. 3 years ago, I didn't have a clue about what this was going to be about. So it truly was because Dottie and Christy asked me to. But
You're too much.
Yeah.
I love it. But it's perfect and it's so real and it is why. I mean, my why in the beginning was like, well, it's not costing me anything. I might as well just try. And that was you. I mean, you did this because I was asked to. But as we go into it, it's your current why is not going to be your why next year. It's not going to be the why probably in 3 or 4 years. You just need to know why are you doing this right now?
Mm-hmm.
And even though it's funny to laugh back on, but that's what drove you. You know, your friendships and that relationship with Christy and Dottie, you figured, well, you know, why are they asking me to do this? It must be worth it. And that's what drove you at the time.
Well, and for me, it was I was interested in using the Lifelong Vitality Pack and switching from getting all my vitamins at Sam's Club and Costco and, you know, all that synthetic junk and some other protocols that were recommended, you know, helping me sleep and things like that. So I figured, well, I'm going to be spending X amount of dollars a month anyway. So what do I have to lose? So it was I figured it was a win-win situation to begin with, but I had no idea what it would truly mean to me 3 years later.
Isn't that the truth, Nancy? You know, we're going out spending money on things that, you know, we're going to buy anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why not buy it from ourselves and then share that with others to be able to help them? You know, like I said, I have so much to say, and I think we all have so much to say that, you know, going through Emerge and really condensing it down. You know, I gave the quick answer, give freedom to the captives. Because for myself, what doTERRA has done is huge, just in my own personal body. You know, if I don't take my LLV, the aches and pains, if I don't use the skincare and I try something else, you know what? Not only me sees it, but everybody else, because I start breaking out with, you know, the issues from the ingredients in their products. You know, it's helped me in my yoga practice. It's helped me being more mindful and more in tune. And then take that even one step farther and, you know, what we went through with our son and what it did for him and what it's still doing for him. And how can I not share those things with people? Mm-hmm. And then each and every person after that, you know, I think of you, Denise, and I go, wow, you were not going to do this at all, had no interest. And then you started seeing what it was doing for you. And you have to share it, you know? So it's those reasons that's a huge why. And each and every one of you have that desire in your heart to do that. Sure, we're making money with this. It's paying for our products. But when we see the light bulbs go off and the joy on somebody's face because they're not held captive anymore by whatever it is, whether it's a health concern or a money concern, how can we not share it, right? Denise, I see you back there. Did you hear me talking about you? Can't hear. I can't hear you.
Maybe she has to unmute herself.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Do you see where the unmute is?
I see that she's muted.
All right. Anyone else want to share their why while she's getting her mute button resolved?
You know, I'll talk a little bit about mine. When I first started in doTERRA, it was because my daughter had, what are you, Helena?
I'm seeing a pattern here.
Yeah, it was because my daughter came to our house and said, hey, I've started this new business and I want to know if you'll be willing to spend $100 a month. And her father and I were like, what? What are you talking about? Oh, I'm into essential oils. We're like, what is that? So anyway, it started off as, okay, yes, we want to support your business, and yes, we'll use the products. And then we did our $100 a month, and unbeknownst to me, she was building an organization for me. And I had no intention at all of building this business. And I told her, hell no. And don't even come to me anymore saying that you want me to build this business with you, because I'm not doing it. All right. I had been in another multi-level marketing company, and I poured my heart and soul into it. And after I realized that I was not going to make any money at it, that's when, and Christine actually was involved in it too, a little bit. But it's interesting because when I decided to give up my website design business and do this full time, it was primarily to help Christine. And that was my why, is to help her build this business and do whatever I could, whether that was admin things for her or Facebook posts or whatever. I was just focused on helping her. And now it's kind of morphed into a whole different side of me. And the amount of satisfaction that I've gotten from not only using the products, but the friendships and the relationships that I've developed, and just the amount of caring that I have for people, it's just intensified, because now I'm helping people with their health challenges. And I've always been very healthy and very, holistic in that sense anyway. And so now I'm able to change people's lives. And whereas before it was all about helping my daughter, and now it's still about helping my daughter, of course, but it is now being able to help others and be able to communicate and educate the beauty and the power of the oils and our products. So and here in Punta Gorda, I mean, Nancy knows this as well as I do, we're doing a lot. We are really, I think, the leaders here. And I know there's other builders here, but I'm telling you, I don't really think that they can hold a candle to that. So we've made such a presence here in Punta Gorda, between the newspaper articles, the regular classes that we're holding, the classes that are going on at Florida Gulf Coast University and the Charlotte County Cultural Center, and at other businesses. And now that we just landed this, our dermatologist, Nancy, and I met with her and got her enrolled. That took 2 years of talking to her.
That was actually 3.
Was it 3?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. There's the one of the articles that is in the local newspaper, and so it's just morphed now into this business that people are really looking at essential oils education as the leader in this area, and it's so cool because 5.5 years ago when I started, it was nothing. I mean, Christine had developed an organization, but it wasn't anything like it is now. So it's so cool because I get to work with people like her, like Nancy. I mean, she's one of my BFFs. So it's the most amazing thing for me. So I know that's a big, long why, but that's where I'm at. It's that the business just morphs into something else, and your why, like you said, Helena, just changes. And Debbie, you said the same thing. It just changes, and it's of course about helping my daughter, but it's also about education and about helping people.
Everyone's speechless.
I know, I'm looking. I don't think John has spoken yet. I see him in that little.
What? What do you want to hear? My why?
Yes.
It's a little more formal than everybody else's because I took, I don't know, a lot of time to really think about it. And I'm sure it's going to change again. But first off, it's to inspire, to introduce and educate people to alternative health solutions, to challenge people to think differently by empowering them with a belief that there is a better way to health and wellness, to provide essential oils and products that appeal to everyone, that can be used safely by the entire family, and to leave a legacy for families to enjoy for years to come. Financial freedom, of course, and pretty much that's my why. This is why I'm doing it.
I love that.
It's great.
Well written.
I took more of the formal approach to doing, a lot of times people would ask me, why do I do this? And it would be, I don't know, really, to help people, and then I think I listened to, I think it was the Thinkific training where listening to something about the why, and it made me think and like really, really think and now I came up with a main topic, and then I kind of broke it down, and then I broke it down again, and I broke it down again, and I finally after rewording it about 1,000 times, that's what I came up with.
I love the legacy part because that's so true.
Yeah, I want to leave a legacy not only for other families, but for my own family. Something they can be proud of, and and leave them a health legacy.
Right.
That was really good because honestly, I had never heard that before he said that.
Surprise.
I know, you did it.
You two are funny. Sound like Andy and I.
It's one of those, you would think we were on two different planets. I mean, we're usually in two different countries at the same time, but.
So do you want to share your why, Barb?
I can't find my why. I mean, I did have it written down. Honestly, when we first started this, I was looking at it more of a business opportunity. It's when we first started, because I know down the road, the buyout that I'm receiving for selling my companies, it's going to come to an end, and I need to supplement that income. So that's what I initially started with this why. That was, 2.5 years ago. Yes, the financial freedom or replacing that income is still there, but in the process, I've learned that this is more than just about essential oils. It is really helping other people and giving them a different alternative to a different lifestyle and making themselves healthier, and then giving them, if they want, the opportunity to do what we're doing. So it's already changed a couple times within the past 2.5 years. I know it's going to change. It's going to continue changing. But yeah, financial freedom honestly was the first key thing. For me personally, it's still a key thing because I'm the one that oversees paying the bills, and I know what it takes to pay the bills. But it has grown of really working with other people and helping them, because when we go to places now, just the smells, all the synthetic smells, or when people are burning those candles, or even at the hotel was very, very clean. But in the main lobby, you could smell that chemical, and it was like, bleh. So I was going to say, time's up. So it's grown, and I see how this does grow, how it changes and it grows, and that's what I'm doing with it. I can't find my papers. I have it written down somewhere, and that's why I was looking all over the place, and I have no idea where my file folder for Silver Club is. Somewhere.
Well, I love that, and I think it's perfect. I mean, the money aspect is obviously what drives us. It's why we plan. It's why we have our mentor calls. It's why we're doing Silver Club. But I know Debbie and I, and probably Dottie, over the years and the conventions and the meetings and everything, how many times we've heard those diamonds and blue diamonds and presidential say, once we focus on the people, that's when the magic happens. We have to, as businesses and business owners, we have to look at the money and have the money in our thought. But when our hearts are truly with the people, that's when the magic happens. So Denise, do you want to share your why before we jump off here?
Sure. Mine's short. It's to the point. I want to give my family a better quality life, especially, myself. I had a lot of struggles in life and with my health. And I want to share with everybody how confident and passionate I am of this wonderful company that has helped me get out of the black hole of prescriptions, should I say. And I'm sharing it with other people that I wear it on my shoulder a lot. And if I could have a doTERRA shirt, I would. I'm going to have to design one. But I really, really, I love sharing with people, and I really think it's very important that I get it out, and I just let people know how far I've come. So that's it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for being on here today. We've definitely gone over, so I will let you go. I did post the business advancement team. I recommend that everybody has that in their contacts. I'm very well known for when my team calls me, I go, "Did you call the business advancement team?" It's usually my first response to them. Have this saved in your phone. Make sure your builders have it saved in their phone. The email works just as well also. So that is all I have. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. And if anybody's got any last comments